Well, Super Bowl champ Martellus Bennett has made it his mission in life after football to inspire and empower, in particular, kids of color. And he's written and illustrated a new children's book, Dear Black Boy, as a letter of encouragement that success is not just becoming a pro athlete. Let's welcome Martellus to CB24 Breakfast this morning. Good to talk to you, Martellus. Let's talk about your inspiration for the book here. What is the message that you're really hoping this leaves for anyone, really, who reads this book?
Man, it's really just this idea that each black boy's journey is unique, and even though we're all interconnected, but my idea is illustrating that the true freedom is achieved when every black boy can dream, imagine, and live without limits, and that makes a collective freedom for all black boys. So in this book, I'm really talking about the freedom of self-expression, and every black boy's freedom line is different. So what is the freedom that you should be running to, not letting society dictate your future for you?
Yeah, that's so important. There's sort of an independence message in there as well. But those ideas, those concepts of freedom and perseverance, Martellus, how did your own journey shape those themes?
Well, my entire life has been about finding a way to liberate myself from the boundaries that society has placed, whether it's, if you tell me I have to be this or say I should be that, it's like about self-discovery in life for everyone, not just black boys, but everyone. Not just talking to black boys particularly. Life is really about self-discovery and self-actualization. So how do we actualize ourselves and actually think for ourselves of who we truly want to be, who we truly want to become, and how do we go after that and achieve that? And the idea is that when you play sports or you're an athlete, you already have the drive, the discipline, the ambition, but teaching boys how to apply that to other phases of life as well.
Mm-hmm. How do you sort of wake up and realize the boundaries that you feel that are put onto you? Like, when did you sort of become so aware of what you kind of felt like was maybe almost a box you were trying to be put into? And how did you then break out of it?
I mean, once you realize that you're black, all the boundaries appear, like society, especially, in America, all the boundaries was built systemically for black people, right? Like, this is a country that it was illegal for black people to be able to read for 200 years, right? We couldn't go to certain schools until the 60s. We had to integrate into white schools. Like, there always has been barriers. We weren't allowed to vote. We weren't allowed to do all these things. So once you start to become conscious of your blackness, then you realize there are a lot of barriers that are built into systems in which the society that we live in. Mm-hmm. And what also happens is you start to see, like, when someone will meet me or another young black boy, the first thing they would ask you is like, oh, what sports do you play? They don't ask you what your interests are or what else you are into or what do you enjoy. They immediately jump into sports. And I think a lot of times black boys see value in, the society sees value in black men and black boys by what they could do physically, not mentally or emotionally or spiritually at the same time.
Yeah, you fall into some stereotypes, and I hear your point there, Martellus. So what do you hope to do? Do you hope to now be beyond an author, a role model, spokesperson? I mean, do you have political ambitions? Because you're making some really incredibly valid points here. Clearly, you've thought deeply about this.
Oh, yeah, I think deeply about a lot of things. I think for me, I just want to make the world a more playful place. And I think every opportunity to design and make something is important. And if you think about a children's book, it's every kid's first art gallery. Like, how do we see ourselves and what are the images that are seeds that are being planted, and how do we cultivate those seeds of knowledge and of self-importance and self-actualization from a young age to know that they can dream outside of a box, or they're not born into a box. I think freedoms are different for black boys. So for me, my goal is just to continue to make things for people of all over the world, all over the globe. So I'm a maker at heart. I love making things. I love talking to people about making things. I love drawing. I love reading. I love making furniture. I love everything about making. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. And I really want to, I dive more into technology as we move forward with augmented reality and shaping the future. I want to be a part of developing a narrative of what is Black American futurism, right? Like, if we talk about futurism, we'll say Afrofuturism, but the idea for Afrofuturism to me is this concept of what would it be like if all black people went back to Africa and it was thriving with the resources that they have in Africa. Yeah. But as a Black American, it's like, what is the future like for us in America? Or like, what does that look like, and how do we shape that, and how do we participate in the landscape of our tomorrows?
Okay, well, listen, I know you're making a lot. One thing you're also making, Martellus, is a difference. Martellus Bennett, good luck with this book, Dear Black Boy. Appreciate the time this morning. Thanks for being here.
Man, thanks for having me. That's a nice tie as well.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah. Good blue.
I try.
That's a good blue.
Okay.
That's a good blue for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Martellus. Okay, I'll take the compliment and I'll take care. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.